Every now and then I say this in a commercial break. Save it for the TV show. And that's what I said to you. Make the point, though, you were making to me.
Yeah, so I was saying, look, African-American women are the base of the Republican Party, but we're going by the primary. Yes, the Democratic Party. Yes, very clearly. Unless it's Omarosa and Diamond and Silk. Yeah, too smart for that. But what we've got in South Carolina, what a lot of people don't understand is that the second largest constituency in the South Carolina primary are black men. Black men are 20,000 more voters than white women when it comes to that primary. And black men are a swing vote. And they are, as you mentioned, they are late deciders. Yeah. They're also much more cynical about these candidates. Joe Biden can't go out there and say Obama, 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 and get working class older black men to vote for him. And that's going to end up mattering. Look, if he gets 43% of the black vote in South Carolina, the race is done. But if he can only get 15 or 20, and it's not crazy to think that those numbers will drop as people see him, as they hear some of his older statements. This is not a lock for him at all, even in that state.
Well, just instead of covering the horse race to talk about policy, what are the policies that will speak to voters in South Carolina? Well,
so you've got several. You've got criminal justice. That's always important. And that's important for everybody because of some of South Carolina's more draconian laws. Health care is always going to be at the top. But I think an even more critical one is the economy. And a lot of people are saying, oh, okay, the economy is great right now. There is a slowdown in rural communities. There is a slowdown in people who are working jobs that are associated with agriculture and things like that. We have it in the Midwest, but we also have it in the South.
And does not Joe Biden speak to the economic realities on the ground?
Well, I think he kind of has to. You have to have the policy, too, not just the verbiage, the language. You have to be like, this is what I can do, and this is what even done in the past.
Right.
One thing that I have to say that Hillary Clinton did during the primary in South Carolina, she actually went into rural America.
Yes.
And it was really smart.
Yeah.
And we saw that.
She traveled with moms.
Exactly.
She traveled with moms and their sons and daughters to gun violence.
And so she worked that vote in South Carolina. So what is Joe Biden going to do to work that vote in South Carolina?
Well, meanwhile, if the race is Joe Biden and the rest, that's good for Joe Biden.
Well, and that's what the Trump primary was. By the summer of 15.
Trump and the others. It was Trump saying what he was saying, and everybody else was blah, blah, blah. And they went off one by one.
The idea that he can keep this as a sort of tiger versus the field thing is very dated. He's not going to be able to do that for long. It's not just gas, right? Joe Biden.
No. Who's coming up?
I don't think we know yet. That's the key. I think these debates are going to end up making a difference because a lot of people are still not paying attention. They know these names. They know Joe Biden. They know Bernie Sanders. They know Elizabeth Warren because she's got a bit more attention. They know Pete Buttigieg. But how do these people fare when they're standing up against each other? My concern for Joe Biden is, and this is not ageism, it's not just him looking old, it's him possibly sounding old. It's him not seeming
even the policy.
Exactly, from a policy standpoint. And you can't just stand up there, as you sort of mentioned before, and say, well, Barack and I did this and Barack and I did that. You know what? Hillary Clinton said, Bill and I did this 20 years ago, and people didn't care. They wanted to know what you were actually going to do. We need to know how Joe Biden differs from Barack Obama, and he's going to get asked that question.
Actually, they did care. She won the primary, and she won the popular vote.
She did.
And she still lost the election. I mean, she still lost her plans
But in the
alone.
Democratic primary, the legacy of the progress of the Clinton and Obama years carries a lot of weight.
It did, but also I think that was an exceptionally weak field. That was a bunch of political has-beens. No one had a real chance going against her. I think Joe Biden is facing a much tougher field than Hillary Clinton faced in 2016.
All right, this will keep going day after day after day with all these great friends. Please keep coming back. We're going to sneak in a break. We'll be right back.